From terrifying tales of haunted houses to chilling encounters with the dead, these are the top 10 scariest ghost stories ever recorded. Number 10. The Ghost Train. There's something about trains that just screams horror. Maybe it's their immense size or the loud noises they make. Whatever the reason, there are some trains out there that are best left undisturbed. Take the ghost train of Durango, Colorado, for example. This train is said to be haunted by the ghost of an engineer who died in a tragic accident. Every year on the anniversary of his death, the train stops running and a ghostly whistle can be heard echoing through the town. One day, a group of teenagers decided to investigate the sounds for themselves. They soon realized that the ghost train was no myth when they saw the apparition of a man in an old-fashioned train conductor's uniform. He was standing on the tracks with his arms spread wide as if trying to stop the train. When the teenagers tried to communicate with him, the ghost simply vanished into thin air. No, 9. The Ghost Ship. Much like trains, there's just something about ships that makes them so creepy. Perhaps it's their ability to sail the 7 seas, or the fact that they often end up in the darkest depths of the ocean. Whatever the reason, there are some ships out there that are better off being left alone. Take the Mary Celeste, for example. This ship was found abandoned in 1872 with its cargo of wine and food still on board. No one knows what happened to the crew, but some believe they were all lost at sea, while others believe they were taken off the ship by pirates. Some even believe the ship is haunted by the crew and their ghostly presence has been felt by those who have boarded the ship since then. In 1985, a group of filmmakers decided to spend the night on the Mary Celeste. They soon learned that the ship was anything but abandoned when they heard the sound of footsteps, smelled the scent of pipe tobacco, and saw the apparition of a man in 19th century clothing. They tried talking to him, but he didn't seem to acknowledge their presence. No. 8. The Ghost Town. These abandoned settlements can be found all over the United States, and they often full of creepy history. Take the ghost town of Jerome, Arizona, for example. This town was once a thriving mining community, but it was eventually abandoned when the mines ran out of ore. Now it's home to a number of ghost stories. One of the most popular legends is that of the ghost of a little girl named Lena. She's said to haunt the elementary school that was built on the site of a former saloon. It was rumored that the owner of the saloon had killed a man inside and buried his body under the floorboards. Years later, when the school was being constructed, the ghost of the murdered man was accidentally dug up. Now his spirit is said to wander the halls of Jerome Elementary looking for revenge. Some people have even reported seeing the ghost of Lena, who they say is always wearing a Victorian nightgown and carrying a lantern. No. 7. The Haunted Island. There are some islands out there that are best left unexplored. Just ask the crew of the Mary Celeste. While sailing near the island of Bermuda, they encountered a massive storm that nearly capsized their ship. When they finally reached land, they found that the island was uninhabited and completely deserted. But they soon realized that they were not alone when they heard strange noises coming from the forest. They also saw the shadow of a large ape-like creature that seemed to be watching them from afar. One crew member even claimed to have seen the ghost of a woman who had been killed by a hurricane on the island many years ago. Whatever lurks on this island, it's best not to go there after dark. Number 6. The Ghost Hunter. If you've ever watched an episode of Ghost Hunters, you know that there are some places in this world that are just crawling with ghosts. One of the most famous of these places is the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This prison was once home to some of the most notorious criminals in America, including Al Capone. But now it's open to the public for tours. One of the most popular tours is the Ghost Tours, which takes visitors around the prison and tells them all about the paranormal activity that has been reported there. Some of the most common sights and sounds include disembodied voices, footsteps, and even full-bodied apparitions. There are also reports of objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing by themselves, and lights flickering. Visitors have even reported being touched or groped by unseen hands. So if you're in Philadelphia and you're looking for a good scare, be sure to check out the Eastern State Penitentiary Ghost Tour. Just don't say we didn't warn you. No. 5. The Ghostly Musician. Music can be a powerful thing. It can evoke memories, make you dance, and even bring tears to your eyes. But sometimes music can also be a little scary. That's because there are some songs out there that are said to be cursed. Take the song Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, for example. This song is about a woman who is trapped in a burning building and her only escape is through a ring of fire. The song is so realistic that many people believe it's cursed, and anyone who listens to it will eventually die in a fire. Then there's the song Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. It's good. This song is about a woman who sells her soul to the devil in exchange for fame and fortune. Some people believe the song is cursed, and anyone who plays it will eventually die in a car crash. Finally, there's the song Hotel California by the Eagles. This song is about a man who checks into a hotel but soon realizes that he can never check out. Some people believe the song is cursed, and anyone who listens to it will eventually become addicted to drugs or alcohol. No. For the ghostly hitchhiker. If you've ever been stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire, you know how helpless you can feel. It seems like every horror movie ever made features a character who gets stranded on the side of the road and then gets attacked by a killer. But what if the killer is actually a ghost? That's what happened to a group of friends in 1973 when they picked up a hitchhiker and brought her back from the dead. The story goes that the friends were driving home from a party when they spotted a young woman standing on the side of the road. They stopped to pick her up, but they soon realized that she was unlike any other hitchhiker they had ever seen before. She was pale and cold to the touch, and when she spoke, her voice sounded like it was coming from a grave. The friends dropped her off at the next gas station and never saw her again. But they couldn't shake the feeling that they had just picked up a ghost. No. 3. The Ghostly Bride. There are some places in this world that are just begging for a ghost story. And old buildings are the perfect setting for a spooky tale. Take the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, for example. This grand old hotel was built in 1909 and is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young bride. The story goes that a woman named Helen died on her wedding night in the hotel, and now her ghost is said to roam the halls looking for her groom. Some say she's a friendly ghost, while others claim she's downright malevolent. Either way, it's probably best to stay away from the Stanley Hotel on your wedding night. 2. The Ghostly Lover. Falling in love is one of the most exciting things that can happen to a person. Butterflies in your stomach, the long talks, and the stolen kisses. But sometimes falling in love can also be a little scary. Take, for example, the story of a woman who fell in love with a ghost. She was visiting New Orleans when she met the ghost of a handsome young man. They fell in love and he even proposed to her. But of course she turned him down because she didn't want to marry a ghost. But the ghost was persistent and he wouldn't stop haunting her even after she went home. Eventually she had to call in the help of a priest to perform an exorcism. Finally, the ghost was laid to rest. No one, the ghostly plane. Airplanes can be a convenient way to travel, but they're also a little scary. Just think about it. You're flying through the air at thousands of feet above the ground in a metal tube. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it turns out quite a bit. One of the scariest things that can happen on an airplane is encountering a ghost. There are some planes that are more haunted than others. Take, for example, the plane that Amelia Earhart was flying when she disappeared over the Pacific Ocean in 1937. Some believe that her plane is haunted by her and her navigator, Fred Noonan. In recent years, there have been several reports of ghostly sightings on this plane. One pilot even claimed to have seen the ghost of Amelia Earhart sitting in the co-pilot seat. Which of these ghost stories scared you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying tales.